Hello, my name is Josh Atkinson, and you've once again stumbled upon my oil painting YouTube channel. Before I get started with today's painting, I'm going to ask everybody to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell just to help out with the algorithm. So, today I will show you how I made this painting. It is of our current Vice President, J.D. Vance, author of Hillbilly Elegy, which is nonfiction. And, yeah, I don't know. This is the painting. It's abstract. I don't know. Let's just start the time lapse. Okay, here is our source image. Happy, jubilant J.D. Vance winning at life. Anyway, so I'm just going in, as I say with every one of these videos in this abstract uh, series of hyper powerful people who are destroying civilization. Um, I don't really have a how-to for abstraction, but I'm growing in with I'm throwing lots of sap green in the beard, uh, and, I don't know, ultramarine plus burnt umber for a general dark to just lay in shadow tones, probably some cadmium red in the mouth, and I'm just throwing, whether I'm doing abstract or expressionistic realism or more traditional tight realism, I always just go pretty crazy with color at the beginning because you can streamline that as you go with further with subsequent layers, or you can stay crazy. I just think the color is always, you may as well just go crazy at the beginning. I've never had a painting where I regretted having lots of color at the start. I just don't think it hurts anything, you know. Um, if it's wrong, then you just paint over it. But so, yeah, no how-to that I can really point to. This time I'm getting a general likeness, but I'm exaggerating the size of his mouth, the intensity in his brow, like the passion, I guess, would be the way that I would say it, in the expression in his brows. Um, Kind of want to bring like a religious ecstasy to him because, well, because all of these people are zealots. All of these people, I mean, I don't know if you saw that Mike Johnson video where he's like up there talking about how he's Noah. He believes that he's like the biblical Noah, and all these other people that were supposed to be in his position, he thought they were Noah, but then God kept being like, "No, you're Noah." And he's saying this with a straight face. These people actually believe it. It's so frightening. And I'm not saying that it's bad to be Christian. I think it's kooky, but like I'm saying that it's unhinged to believe that you have a direct line to interpreting the mysteries of the divine and that you get to write it into law and that we all have to follow it. I think that makes you a dangerous person. Okay, back to art. Um um so yeah, so I'm going in with some permanent rose. Da 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 da. Hey. Um yeah. Yeah, I just kind of I I will say I'm finding it's more helpful to work from really emotional, expressive source photos with these abstract portraits, and definitely to work from uh, people that I have strong points of view about. Um, a lot of animosity with the oligarch class that you're seeing these videos of now, but I've been dabbling with people that I have other feelings about. I talked a bit about that in the previous video. People that I have attractions to or admiration for. You can see I'm punching in crazy colors, pushing maybe some Indian red, or maybe that's like I don't know, some mixture of, maybe that's a burnt sienna. Anyway, this seems like a lovely moment to mention that you could always like and subscribe, and I have more than a year and a half of back videos, weekly videos, trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So that is a lovely goal. Goals are wonderful. they keep us balanced, and blah blah blah. So anyway, I'm just finding. I think this is about the point where I realized that the teeth could connect, and I don't know. That kind of felt Francis Bacon-y to me, even though I don't think I actually ever find. I've never seen it in a Francis Bacon painting, but I don't know. It just seemed like, yeah, there it is. Um, it just seemed cool. I don't know. It just seemed like something that maybe he would do. Um, and it does. I don't want to say that I'm copying him or anything, but I do think that you kind of have to. Who said that thing about the only way out is through? Like, you kind of have to let yourself be influenced, and so I don't mind. I don't. Yeah, whatever. If I have to be um inordinately influenced by this artist or that artist to find my actual like voice for a period of time, then that's fine. I'm not, gonna get butthurt about that. But so yeah, I'm just I don't know, like as for advice, if that's what you're here for, of like how to abstract, I think you just gotta trust your instinct, and that's so difficult and vague. I guess just like step back a lot, because so often I do still take it too far. It's very helpful to record the paintings and then watch them back and be like, oh, I should have stopped here. And then you can just go back once you can either wipe it away while it's still wet, or you can wait till it dries and paint back, kind of backtrack to where it was. Um, and seize inspiration. When you feel the inspiration, grab it, and try to like find. I talk a lot about motifs with the previous two paintings. I don't know that I found one here other than just the the gleefulness of his open mouth. Like he's just so happy about how well everything is going for him. And and I just I guess I guess my advice would be like relate that back to you. How does that make you feel? How happy he looks makes me feel enraged, because I think it's perverse, because I don't believe that this man doesn't know that he's harming people. And so I'm trying to communicate that with my painting. This is a 9 by 12-inch oil painting on a canvas panel. So then, yes, that is how I arrived at this abstract portrait of J.D. Vance, a prominent figure in the whole Project 2025 scheme, the uh, Christian nationalist, white supremacist cookbook for turning America, which was founded on the separation of church and state, if you haven't noticed, into, an ethno state, but among other horrible things. But so, yeah, uh, I don't love artists trying to psychoanalyze their own work, but you may have noticed I gave him two faces. He likes to talk about his, you know, dirt poor upbringing, despite plenty of evidence that he actually grew up in a fairly affluent suburb and then became extraordinarily rich as the personal project of billionaire Peter Thiel, who is now, responsible for Palantir, the new American surveillance state project, brought to us by AI. If anybody who's arguing with me about why AI is not bad is still watching, love to hear your comments on that now. But so, yeah, he wound up with two faces. Is that an obvious interpretation? Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not famous enough for critics to be interpreting my work, so maybe in the future. Anyway, wanted to say thank you to the 10 new subscribers I got. Truly do appreciate each one of you, even on slow weeks like this. I really do appreciate every single like and subscribe. Um, it is, it is, I feel every single one of them, like every dollar that leaves my checking account. I feel every new subscriber, so thank you so much. I guess that's just what happens when you paint oligarchy. If you're interested in more painted oligarchs, we have, one of these days I'm going to get this straight. We have Biden from last week. At the previous week, we have Elon Musk. We have more than a year and a half of weekly paintings. So if you subscribe, you could watch that. I suppose if you don't subscribe, you could also watch that, but be a mensch. Subscribe. Okay, so, yes, I will see you in 7 days with another painted oligarch, a Democrat who's doing absolutely nothing on that topic. You could do something. You could call your senators and tell them to vote no on the big beautiful bill, which is currently being stirred in a big neon green cauldron in the Senate to cut Medicaid and Medicare and SNAP benefits and heating assistance and just everything good in a culture that already was the richest country in the world and had no universal health care. They're going to take away everything good. Anyway, so call your senators, especially if you live in a red state, and tell them to vote no for the big, beautiful bill. All right. Take care. I'll see you then. Bye bye.